This is a public announcement. You? Yes, you. What's that you're eating? It looks lovely.
Hutton Orbital Radio News. Tune in every Thursday and get the horn.
Today is Galactic Use Your Imagination Day, so use yours and pretend we wrote an intro.
Oh, bother. Our mics are possibly live. Good evening, and welcome to your regular Thursday dose of incisive reporting, tales from across the galaxy, and company, courtesy of Studio 6 here at Hutton. I'm Rudolph Hucker, and I'm inserting all of the seams this evening.
I'm Wilma Fingerdew, and I've got that very same finger on the pulse of the latest news.
I'm the apology officer, and you keep that finger well away from me.
I'm Norma Snockers, and I've got a special pointing stick for times like this.
It's pan-shaped.
Just in case.
In which case, I'll be on best behaviour as we blunder into this week's news headlines. Does Achilles have a heel?
Gusto greets with gusto as alacrity comes to Hutton.
Hot and messy once again.
Bug listening to our broadcasts? Well, I never.
And no one ever listens to Hutton instructions, so we're writing them big this week.
First, this evening, I'm going to start that one again without the Hutton frog in my throat. First, this evening, our top secret Squirrel Insider team have been embedded deep in the heart of the Achilles Aerospace Corporation. Their mission? To get to the heart of the latest developments in drive technology and see whether Achilles are hot on the heels of market leader, the Sirius Corporation, in getting the leap on the biggest jumps in the galaxy. Frameshift drives have for years been the mainstay of galactic exploration, a successor to the old witch space drives which, despite being able to jump between systems, left commanders exposed to misjumps, Thargoid interference, and dreams of falling into big, white, swirly pits. By comparison, frameshift drives have been an ultra-reliable way for humanity to head out amongst the stars. In recent years, they've been supplemented by Guardian modifications, allowing commanders to eke out just a few more light years on each jump. So, it begs the question, what about these new Thargoid-powered components is so appealing? After all, with the danger of obtaining the parts for the research, and presumably the implementation of these new Thargy-powered Jumponium-beating beasties, is what Achilles are planning actually worth all the effort? It is assumed that Thargoids are still using something based on the old witch space technology, The arrival of anomalies which turn into a basilisk or cyclops, complete with strange portal, flashing lights, and a big fog, could be put down to the Thargoids just being a little more flashy than humans. More style, more panache when it comes to their arrival from a jump. They appear not to require the mass of a nearby star or a nav beacon in order to be able to plot a course, meaning that Thargoids can appear just about anywhere. One thing that hasn't been clear in various Thargoid combat zones has been their point of origin. Have they been lurking in which space nearby? Or have they jumped extreme distances? Other than the arrival of the Titans by way of space superhighway transit routes that resembled a passing star traversing the Milky Way at speeds slightly slower than the average commander, there have been no hints, and none have been forthcoming from the Achilles Aerospace Corporation. Our insiders managed to stick a USB stick into one of the computers over at Achilles, and successfully dodging the scanners on the way out have returned a wealth of information to Hutton. Unfortunately, they didn't differentiate between the science terminal and the computer that manages the laundry. So all we've been able to tell so far is that the boffins at Achilles like to wash their whites at 60, often use 30,000 RPM spin cycles, and use a lot of starch. Scorning the lack of information, Hutton boffins have held instead detailed interviews with the infiltrators. The Hutton Frog's back, with the support of a few visiting representatives from the Sirius Corporation, who are still grateful for our retreat from Sirius itself, as they really didn't need a bunch of grubby truckers in charge of the system, and putting lots of gin into everyone. The results have asked more questions than they answer, as the boffins have put 2 and 2 together, and after clearing up the mess from the resultant matter-antimatter stringy explosion, have put down a master list of important considerations.
1. Why?
1B. By why, we mean, unless it's actually better than we have by quite some margin, then it's not that interesting. After all, Beagle Point is just round the corner.
2. What's the fuel?
2B. Well, it's not tritium. Maybe it's Thargoid goo? Or Grelic juice? Or salty forum tears?
3. What are the risks?
3B. By risks, we're imagining the following scenario.
Hello, I'm your friendly local Thargoid frameshift drive seller. Would you like one of our frameshift drives?
You don't look like a Thargoid.
Ah, very funny. I see your point. No, I'm selling drives of Thargoid origin.
What does it do?
It jumps between systems and lets you whiz around within a system.
But the one I've got already does that.
Ah, but this one's better.
How?
Well, it just is. You can get an average of an extra 0.2 light years per jump out of it compared to the standard model.
Can I engineer it?
Well, no. The engineers haven't got access to the patents.
So, it's a 0.2 light year better than an unengineered drive.
It gives you a cool jump point swirly thing, so when you leave, everyone knows you're leaving.
Oh, cool. Cosmetics. I know the entire galaxy runs on cosmetics. How much does it cost?
Well, you know what they say, if you have to ask.
Here, have all of my arcs, and some Grelics, and these cat videos that I picked up.
Perfect, thank you. Now, here's some paperwork you need to sign.
What does it say? I never read the small print.
Nothing important. Just holds us not liable if you fire it up and end up accidentally activating the Thargmergency homing beacon and ending up in the middle of a Thargoid invasion fleet. Oh, and it indemnifies us if you use the wrong kind of fuel.
How likely is that?
Honestly, we have no idea. But we do not recommend refueling it yourself just in case. Nor using chip fat. Someone tried that and on their next jump they turned inside out.
Sounds fine by me. When can I have it?
Ooh, it's on back order. Probably sometime after the next community goal. Oh, and you might have to sign up to one of those powers first. Then wait 4 weeks. Then deliver a few pamphlets. Nothing tedious, though.
Bargain. I'll have 2.
So, we remain to be convinced. Yes, so we do remain to be convinced that it's worth all the effort, and of course more than a little worried that it will allow people to jump straight to Hutton, with the open portal letting little Thargy combat drones to come buzzing around the station. But we're not ones to stand in the way of progress, or cool cosmetic jump portals. Watch this space, or that space, or that space over there, just in case it all goes a bit Jacques and sends anyone buying one on a one-way trip to Andromeda, or the Col 70 sector.
Back on the home front, Gusto the Clown has been celebrating this week after being reunited with his long-lost cousin. Gusto, with his trademark gin-squirting lapel flower, oversized space shoes, can often be seen honking and cavorting his way around the highways and byways of Hutton Orbital. As is often their lot with clowns though, under the slightly scary painted exterior and motley hides a rather lonely person. An angry, demented, mildly psychotic lonely person. But he's lonely no longer. His cousin Alacrity the accountant popped into Hutton with his calculator, some rather nifty highlighter pens, and a lot of paperwork in triplicate. Gusto, with much gusto and more than a little clowning around, greeted him in the traditional manner with a pie in the face, which Alacrity accepted with the stoicism of an accountant who's just seen the crumpled pile of receipts you keep in the top drawer the day before tax filing deadlines, and returned fire with a rubber stamp on the rump. Oh, what fun! The scene at the bar attracted quite a crowd, with Alacrity waxing lyrical about the benefits of retirement planning, uniform deductibles for clown outfits, and of course, the joy of a well-perforated multi-part document, accompanied by the odd hoot and honk from Gusto's big hooter. Apparently, nominative determinism is big in their family, and aside from clowning with Gusto and penny counting with Alacrity, the family has a whole branch dedicated to exploration, thanks to a trio of brothers, Honk, Scoop and Jump. We can't wait to meet Oh, there he goes! We can't wait to meet old Grandpa Limpy and hear his tales about mining.
Too Hot Too Messy Week 86 saw deliveries of mugs top 127,000 and gin past 124,000, but with numbers dipping to just over 400 mug deliveries for the week and a smidge over 350 gin. But don't be disheartened, yesterday shows an upswing on deliveries of both, with 142 mugs and 120 gin in a single day. Norbert Paternaud joins 17 other commanders in the 1000 club this week, and Commander Noddy is closing in with 962 mugs and 959 gin delivered. Well folks, the Freddo shortage is over. We have those little fire glow light bulbs again, and we have some new rolls of gaffer tape to keep the airlock sealed. There have been Hutton runs this week by 3 commanders. Sandwich cheese course, 1 hour 25 minutes 44 seconds. Savage Gardener, 2 runs, 1 hour 27 minutes 48 seconds. And Noah Heyman, 1 hour 43 minutes 12 seconds. Keep up the good work, commanders.
Bollocks!
Our rather prophetic article last week, asking whether Tharg the Mighty had any reply to the attacks on his titans, it appears that he, or she, or they, has got his, or her, or their finger out, or whatever digit approximates to a finger on a Thargoid. Orthrus ships have been seen massing in locations around the Oya Maelstrom, but as of yet, their purpose, other than preventing Oya going boom, is unknown. Why Tharg the Mighty is using his Orthrus ships, and not some of his more combative sides, or even the larger variants of the Thargoid vessels, is also unknown. It's rumoured that the Orthrus variant might have other purposes than just turning commanders into incy-wincy bits of space dust, And this fleet represents a design... I'll try that again. And this represents a fleet designed to bolster the defences around the Titan in the hopes that commanders will be diverted to spire sites and taking on the Orthrus threat. Or do they represent an expeditionary force that presages an invasion of the area on a grander scale? Then again, it might just be that it's all Thorg the Mighty has left in his, or her, or their armoury, having expended the rest over the years. We have contacted our man on the scene, Vulkarius, who is bound to know more than we do. Stay tuned for more information later in the broadcast, if we can find him.
Show the buggers what for!
Welcome to this week's Hutton BGS Roundup, where we take a look at what's happening where, and how you can take advantage of it across the Hutton influence space. We won't be getting the Hutton logo on any star maps anytime soon, and all going well, shouldn't need new light bulbs or holo banners with power play Pokemon splashed across them, but we do look after a sizable chunk of space, so BGS is important for us and for our neighbours. That's why we have that big room with live feeds from all of our systems and all those flashing lights. Flashing red on the big screen this week are Avic, no surprises there, but it's having a bit of a mods outbreak, so you can bring in medical supplies for fun and profit. Wolf 294 is having an outbreak and an election. V857 Centauri is having an expansion, and we were involved in a war there with the Minutemen. Maybe give that system a body swerve, as we don't want to get mixed up in player faction stuff and cause a stushy. LHS 450, which is a bit boring really. Besides making your pee smell funny, Ascarage is at 12%, with expansion and election on the go. LHS 4003 is a dump. LP 804-27 is expanding. They're all expanding this week. Hazel is on 11% and also expanding, but not for us since we don't control anything there. BD-074419, again, someone is building an extension. In the bargain basement of systems with under 10% and double flashing lights this week, we have LHS 3531, Ross 47, G99-49, BR Piscium, G89-32, Wolf 629, LP 734-32, Ross 33, and Atagat, who all seem to be expanding, probably into one another's systems. At the top of the influence table, we have the Haghole and Y0855-0714. LP 532-81, where Hutton truckers can buy nearly new ships at low prices, is also riding high. For the love of Alvin, leave them alone. Everything else is showing green lights for influence. If you want to shoot things, then shoot outside of Hutton space. Maybe help kill off those pesky titans if you're feeling brave. If you want to truck stuff, then there's a boom in Epsilon Indy. Treppen, Wolf 124, PSPF-LF2, Wolf 359, Wolf 562, and Epsilon Eridani, which you can take advantage of. Leave the higher systems alone, or it could all go a bit weird.
And welcome back to the studio. Oh, dearie me. We had an invader there. There's definitely been an invader.
There's definitely been an invader.
A loud one.
But more about that in a minute, I would suspect, because I just can't help myself with the week that I've just had. But welcome to the studio. Welcome to Studio 6. I am joined this evening by Amelia. Good evening, Amelia.
Hello.
You were on BGS duties this week.
I was, yeah.
Yeah, so you had all the long numbers. Names
all the numbers and
yes.
all the fancy spangly bits.
Yeah.
And
when I was pasting name in, I did think, I'm glad I'm not going to read all this.
Actually, I bet you were thinking, "Oh, I'm glad I have to pay. I can paste this."
Yeah.
Control
Oh, yeah.
there weren't too many
Control V
tongue
is my friend.
twisters. Yes.
Yes.
We're also joined by Commander Flossy, who has got her nose to the screen about all the CGs, hopefully.
Hello, yes.
And do you get a foreboding that new frameshift drives might possibly, in the future, at some point, have something to do with the CG?
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, like if no one takes part, we might get a class 1, and if a few people take part, we might get a 3, and then very unlikely we'll get something big enough for a big ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
And then actually that'll give you a free one unless you didn't take part, and then you'll be able to buy one for a squillion credits or some Grelics or something later.
For only a squillion credits. For only a squillion. Well,
it's got to be a credit sync somewhere, doesn't there?
Yeah, only a squillion credits. What a bargain!
Let me just. I'm clicking on the screen at the moment. That's not happening. That's not happening.
How much is a squillion?
No, that's a squillion. It's less than a squillion and a half. I don't know.
It's more than a bajillion and less than a cajillion.
Ah.
Sort of in the middle there somewhere. Hold that close things up for you.
I wonder why that's not. Sorry, there was supposed to be something on screen, and it's not working at the moment. I've inserted a seam.
Oh.
Yeah. I haven't got any. I haven't got any. Oh dear, I've completely messed that up now. Oh well. You'll have to make do until we get the space news. So yeah, I did a thing. Sorry, I was introducing people. There's the apology officer. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, yes. Hello.
I did see you over at the Hutton gym earlier. I mean, the amount you can bench in zero gravity is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. I know. I really should learn to do more.
But, I mean, those funny straps they've got you held down on their running machine. I mean, I've seen them on old videos of the International Space Station, you know? The big Velcro straps that hold you down.
That's not to hold me down. That's to stop me falling over.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, when it goes too fast, you flip off the end and bounce off your face.
When I give up and stop running, it means that I can't fall over and my legs keep moving.
Yeah, when the Velcro straps break, though, and you careen off the far wall, that's a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, who else have we got? Oh, we've got Litho, who's not been sent to parts foreign.
2 weeks in a row?
Will wonders never cease?
Does that mean
it's amazing.
But do they have plans?
Being resident in the UK now?
Officially, yes, I now reside in the UK again. At least until next weekend.
Do you know what? Do you know what? There is a member of the team missing, and obviously there's a big void. There's a big blurry void on the screen at the moment. Somewhere to the right of Litho and to the left of me. But I know we've been kidnapping somebody recently. I meant to ask, has this particular person, Vulkarius, been given his radio mug yet?
That's a very good question.
Well, hang on a second. We have to go and get him. We're going to gang up on Vulkarius and drag him in, because we might have to make him an official part of the photos at the top. Hang on a second. No, we've kidnapped Vulkarius. Oh, there we go. Hello, Vulkarius.
Evening.
Now, there's a space on our screen that's got static in it.
That's not my fault.
No, I'm not saying it is your fault, but the solution might sit in your hands there, Vulkarius, given how frequently you're on the show recently.
It was to use you to plug a gap.
Well, what's your plan for the space to your right? I mean, your left, but our right. Well,
there isn't currently one, but should there be a hollow me of Vulkarius kicking around somewhere, you never know. We might have to stick virtual Vulkarius on the screen, given how much we drank you in here. The question I was going to ask, though, was, have you got a radio mug yet?
Well, I've got a Well, it purports to be a podcasting mic.
No, a Hutton an official Hutton Orbital Radio
beverage container.
A beverage container?
Yeah,
mug.
Oh well, I mean, a Hutton mug. You've given me.
No, not a Hutton mug. No, a Hutton radio mug. They're different things. The Hutton Orbital Radio mug. The ones that the contributors get.
It's a white one with blue writing on it.
No, I've only got the normal one too.
No, we're going to have to fix that, aren't we? Somebody make a note that we'll have to contact you after the show. And yes, make sure for your contributions over recent weeks and months that you get a Hutton Orbital Radio mug. And we might even stick your picture up there as well. So we might need a Hollow Me from you to stick up on the screen. I'm assuming you have a Hollow Me and it's not just looking like one of the anonymous things from... What was it from Tron, just with a helmet and...
yeah. All you can see is a mat there.
And I've got my forum avatar, and that one should suffice, I imagine.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have to get you to send that across with obviously some postal details to send you your radio mug.
All we can see is a massive helmet.
Stop looking at David.
Oh no, I'm looking at David.
Like
sorry.
That. Yeah. Yes. Anyway, well, if you don't, do you mind hanging around in the studio for a bit of banter and space news at all?
Yeah, I can hang around. I've got. If you want Thargoid stuff, let me know.
Well, we could talk about that first before space news, couldn't we? I suppose so.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking earlier about, during the news articles, about the fact that last week we were bemoaning that Tharg had not managed to spot what was going on or respond in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, well, obviously Tharg has. I'm pretty sure you were on the money like a month or even more ago, where I'm fairly sure like everything the Pilots Federation is saying, I'm pretty sure Tharg's listening. I'm pretty sure we should have been speaking Welsh the whole time.
Yeah, Welsh or something. So Orthruses, are they Greek? I don't know. But Orthruses, I've put one up on screen here. I think it's an Orthrus. It's got that little face in it. Anyway,
when the best way to tell an Orthrus when it's moving is
it killing you as hard as the others know that it must be an Orthrus?
There is that. If you compare Orthrus trails to every other Thargoid trail, you'll see that the Orthrus one is massively caustic and the other Thargoid ones just look pretty.
So basically it's got a dirty drive rather than a clean drive, is what you're saying. Engineered.
Yeah,
right.
Okay. For some Thargoid definition of drive.
It's the kind of thing that the Mayor of London would not approve of and probably fine you for driving.
Yeah.
Well, the Pilots Federation, like, there is one whopping tab this guy has to pay.
So given that Orthrus... given that Orthrus in myth and legend was the two-headed brother of Cerberus, does that mean that basically he's a dog scudding along on his bum to clean it on the carpets?
Could be.
Sure.
So why not? Just from my perspective.
No, it's me.
Somebody get the carpet cleaner. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, right.
So Orthrus is Orthright.
No,
okay,
me.
Go on, apology officer.
Go on then.
Oh, we got some bit there. I think I'd better fill this.
Yeah, I've almost forgot what it was. Right, so you know about this because you're good with words and language and things like that. So Orthrus, plural, is it Orthruses? Is it Orthri? Or is it Orthruses?
I think at Imperial Navy Intervention and Rescue, we've ignored the issue and only ever called them Orthrus Interceptors.
Oh, yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, okay.
Well, it's a proper name, so it doesn't really have a plural.
Yeah, we don't say like Medusas or Cyclopses.
It's Greek.
Cyclopses, yeah.
Given that it is Greek, hang on a second. Which way around is it? Plural. I'm trying to remember now.
Because I know octopus should be octopodes. Second declension noun, Greek word.
Mm-hmm. But what's the plural of Vulkarius?
No.
Apart from very scary.
Yes. Right, that's good. So, while David's typing, everybody can ask questions.
No, I'm just trying to work out. I'm just trying to Orthrat. No, yes.
Yeah.
Does it take the vocative case or the nominative case? I don't know. Right.
Are we? Which type are we on to now?
No, I had a question first about Orthruses or Orthri before we go to Titans.
Yes.
Do they herald anything important like spire sites or building? I mean, when they were first found, because they didn't turn up early, they turned up late. They were sort of, it was rumored for a while, and yeah.
It was fairly early on the scale of things. So their original purpose, we can't say for sure because they're aliens, and generally everything they do is quite alien. But in alert systems, they were around. They were found both placing and collecting strange little probe devices in little signals around the system.
So could it be possibly said they may be sort of advanced scouts, or that they're not so combatty and there may be something
that's
going on with them
yeah.
that's not just pew-pew?
That's the presumption of most people, and indeed of most commenters on Galnet thus far, is that they are advanced scouts ahead of an invasion force. They are around spire sites as well. They arrive, do stuff. They leave from the towers.
Okay, so if they're involved with spire sites, spire sites affect Titans and how tough they are. Yes.
Well, not quite so directly. The spire sites are. We don't really know. They're so alien
Right.
that we can't. Right now, we don't really have a strong link between spy. We know that they're like a refinery of some sort. There's some sort of.
But if the Thargoid Titan has more things around it that it controls,
control
then it's
systems
tougher.
definitely do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's control systems.
I have a question.
Yep.
My question is, if these are being used to defend Titans, could that be a sign of desperation on the Thargoids' part?
Really, everything about the Titan is a sign of desperation. Everything the Titan does is a sign of desperation.
Yes.
Stop tickling me! Will you stop tickling my heart? No.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, it can't move. It's only got its patrols. It's got a few turrets which can't hit you if you're cold enough. It doesn't have that many tricks.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking, as a fact that it's firing these things out, meaning it doesn't have anything else to fire out to fight people.
Could it be refueling the Titan to move it?
Whatever it's doing, it's in our bloody way. So
right, okay. It's slowing down things. So basically, can we blame Orthros for not having a Python 2? Possibly.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that's perfectly fair.
Yeah, it's perfectly fair.
Say
you rotter.
I would say it's it completely justifies us sitting outside Titan Tyrannus when it was exploding and destroying all the Orthruses that were trying to escape, because war crimes still pay 40 million credits.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, back to the apology officer's question. So maelstroms and Titans and things. Where? What? Hey?
So, well, wait. What was the question?
Which one are we on, and how many have we killed?
Where are we?
We've killed 2 and we're on Oya.
Oya.
So I was thinking the other day about what I'd say. I was thinking to go into a bit of theory about how clearing the control systems gives them 4 weeks of protection, and because of that, we can probably relax a bit, and we've got a few options open.
Yeah.
But now that Titan Oya has just gone and attacked 30 systems out of nowhere, big 50 light year sphere around it, and broken basically every single war simulation rule in doing so.
Do you think they've changed the rules again?
I think it's more of a one-off. There
are a couple of little Titan scavengers, Thargoid scavengers, picking up the goalposts and running up and down along the end of the pitch with them at the moment.
the takes.
They're going yeah.
So that there was a plan to clear the last few systems, the same way we've been doing them this week. There's been especially if you follow the Xenostrike Force or Anti-Xeno Initiative discords, there's been a whopping research harvesting operation to fill carriers for this week. But now that there's basically nothing for it but to attack the Titan, I was going to say there were options of doing one or the other or both. We would have had a few weeks before any of their actual systems attacked. Right now, in response, everyone is just hitting the Titan. It's got 7 control systems, which at least was the same as what Tyrannus had when we killed Tyrannus. So we probably could take it down this week if everyone who was there at Tyrannus and more pitches in some damage. That will be the best result if so. If not, we should still be able to clear it back down to something sane, but the way the spires work means we literally can't do that this week, because they affect the outer 10 systems, and the outer 10 systems are now 50 light years away. So that's not much use. So we actually can't do that this week, which means this week we might as well just bomb the Titan. and see if that works out.
Yeah.
So if you want to help, along with basically the entire population of all organized AX commanders doing the same thing, ignore the nauseant amphigory those Slubberdigullion muffin wallopers at the Pilots Federation are telling us to do. Get your Titan attack ship over to Cephi Sector BV-YB4. That's Bravo Victor-Yankee Bravo 4. Violently downcycle Titan Oya, and hopefully everything will be E logo Fushio Hip Hop Cunurious.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you could say that. This week's word of the week's a good one as well. I don't think it's particularly one that's difficult or unknown to you, but it's one you'll enjoy using, I'm sure.
Possibly.
I'll wait and see.
No, for
Probably.
Sure. Yes.
Anyway, well, thank you very much indeed, there, Vulkarius. We will keep an eye on Oya and our 4-week. Was actually just thinking about something. When's the next Frontier live stream? Was there one this week?
There was one the other week. They were only telling us about Power Play though, which I was quite impressed with that.
That was last week, or have I dreamt it?
It was, but they do it monthly now, so that by definition that was the last one.
Next one's the 24th.
A little bit of trivia, by the way. Oya in Nordic languages actually means the eye, and you just said you keep your eye on Oya, and I thought that was quite nice.
He knew that. Didn't you know that? He's thinking now. Yeah, so I think the next one, so it's always the last Wednesday of each month now, and we share it with the other Frontier games, the live stream, but I think we've got pretty good coverage. I know we've had about 15 minutes to ourselves out of what is supposedly a 1-hour podcast, so, it's all good. Are we ready for space news?
Oh, are we ready for space news?
Are we ready for
space news? Yes. But the question is, are we? Flossy, are you ready for space news? No, we've lost Flossy.
Somebody had to not be.
We've lost Flossy. Should be on the wrong.
All right. Well, there's a button here somewhere. Hang on a second. Let's push the button.
When you don't know where to get more space news.
Seamless.
Totally seamless. There was definitely no aardvark involved in that at all. Oh dear. Anyway, well, we do have some, I think, some space news.
We do have some space news.
Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to throw people at the deep end a tiny bit, because at least one of the people in this room now doesn't currently have the a link to the script or anything. So you're just going to have to imagine what we're about to...
Is it you, David?
What?
Is it you that doesn't have a link to the script?
No, well, it was, because I had something else on screen at the time.
Oh, my God.
So the first one, for everybody, is what's the time, Mr. President?
What's the time, Mr. President? Yeah, this is about the White House.
Yes.
It's about the moon.
The moon.
It's about the moon. So yes, the first one is about time.
Moon time.
Now, anybody who knows anything about space knows that the time up there travels at a different speed to the time down here.
Yes.
Yep.
Less gravity, I think. Is it faster?
And it slower.
Oh.
It travels at a different time up there in orbit compared to the different time up there on the moon, back at a different gravity well. It's a different density than ours.
Yep.
So yes, anybody who coming back from space is a different age to people who are down on the planet, basically because of time.
Yeah.
Timey-wimey stuff. Yes.
By several thousandths of a second.
Well,
what?
Yes. So they need.
Yeah, but it adds up.
We've already got UTC and GMT and Pacific time and all these kind of things.
Zulu time and Mountain time.
Yeah, they want a new one called Coordinated Lunar Time, LTC. That confuses me.
It's French.
Yeah.
It's the same as UTC as Coordinated Universal Time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just call it Moon time and be done. But where will the meridian be?
Anyway, it's...
No. The meridian is still in Greenwich.
Yes, but apparently using UTC in cislunar space is inadequate for precise operations, the policy notes.
Right.
But relativistic effects mean a second on the moon is not the same length as one on Earth. So it's 58, as you say, 58.7 microseconds per Earth day different.
Which is a 20th of a thousandth of a second.
This is not going to explain why things keep landing on their nose on the moon when they try and put them down there. That's not the reason why. That's just general inaccuracy.
But it is gravity again.
Yes, but they're contemplating having to put an atomic clock on the moon. Or an ensemble of atomic clocks on the moon.
Oh my God, because then they'll need to build a mantelpiece.
An ensemble of mantelpieces.
I'm trying to see if there were more images, but there aren't. I'll go back up to the image on the top. There we go.
A room full of mantelpieces, all with clocks on them, and a man going round and opening the wee glass.
Somebody has to wind all the cuckoos up. Yeah.
But the difficulty is, how long do you call a day on the moon? Because it's sort of like, what is it, 28
Well, do you base it on the visible cycle of when the thingy comes up and the thingy comes down, you know?
Sun up to sundown is 2 weeks. Sundown to sun up is another 2 weeks.
So a day is 2 weeks long.
4 weeks long.
4 weeks.
Long.
So 4 weeks long, yes. A day and a night, yeah.
You see how confusing it gets?
That's bad jet lag.
Yeah. I've lost 2 days.
And how does it affect birthdays? I mean, if they send astronauts or cosmonauts or anything anauts up to the moon, when do you celebrate your birthday? Do you just celebrate it when it's happening on Earth, or do you measure it by lunar time?
That's a very good point.
Also, given that a year is how long something takes to orbit around its primary, does that mean that they'd have a new year every 28, 29 days?
Yep.
Every day, in fact, on their time.
Every day is a new year.
Vulkarius, do you have an opinion on lunar time?
It's not something I haven't really thought about that. If only everything would just work how it works in Elite, how you've just got a universal clock and everyone's got the same.
Yeah.
Well, surely if they just put something that ticks at the right number of ticks on the vessel that's going there and go with that, then as long as it's piloted by somebody and not controlled from the ground, then we're all good.
Yeah,
but the problem is that the right number of ticks changes because the number of ticks it ticks that changes from here to orbit and from orbit.
Oh, don't talk about changeable ticks. We're getting back in the day on BGS and when the tick happens.
Oh yes,
because that's what atomic clocks do. Like they emit something radioactive that you can detect many times per second, and if you count them, then the number of counts you'll get over time will average a different amount on the for the other one, at least as observed by Earth. So that's kind of the problem.
And we won't even get into the celestial mechanics of the time over at Jacques in Colonia versus the actual time now. It's the same time, okay? We've spoken to people who are out there, yeah.
It's closer to the galactic central point, so it's going to be different again, because gravity will be different there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And all those people who've gone near black holes, you know, we've all seen Interstellar, and yeah. But frameshift drive technology stops all of that being a problem, doesn't it? It definitely solves all of that. Yeah. They must have solved it by now, because clearly we're all talking at the same time, despite being in different parts of the galaxy.
That's why they have to put that little wafer of hand wavium into the frameshift drive.
Well, yeah, because we're going to places that we see now, but they happened thousands of years ago. But my head explodes at that point, you know.
Yeah, but we won't see your head explode for another 5
years. There are explorers out there who've been to stars that have gone supernova since they left, but nobody's seen it yet, so it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. True.
Yeah. Right, so the second one of our articles this week is out-of-date satellites and reusable launchers.
Yes.
This is from a website that's stolen our name and called itself Space News, which we're
Space
a bit
News.
Yeah. So SpaceX launches Eutelsat 36D.
Oof!
Well,
that's a big one. It's a 5,000 kilogram satellite, so it is a big girl.
Yeah, but obviously the values of it change depending on whether you shop at Marks and Spencer's or you know. Yeah, because they're not the same measurement anywhere ever. You know, there's a difference between boy sizes and girl sizes.
It's made by Airbus, apparently, this new satellite.
There we go. It's a picture of a big rocket, a geostationary satellite for Eutelsat on its 30th mission so far this year. And
so it also contains 70 physical Q-band transponders, which, that's a lot, for providing TV, and get this, and government connectivity services.
Oh, government, in inverted commas. Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. And has a steerable antenna, is set to replace the out-of-date satellites the French fleet operator Eutelsat's aging Eutelsat 36B.
So 36B is out and 36D is
they
right
get up
in.
from They get up from a 36B to a 36D.
Right, okay.
Well, knowing the French, that's not a surprise, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, apparently multi-orbit capabilities will give it an edge over Starlink. So it's basically Starlink plus.
Yeah. So it starts working in the second half of 2024.
Yep.
So, yeah. So it gets into position, does its cell checks, and then go, right, we're ready to go.
Okay. So well done them on being reusable a lot.
Yes. Oh,
Yep,
they've also
okay.
get 36. They've also get 36Cs up there.
Well,
Right.
all shapes and sizes welcome.
Yes.
Absolutely, we're not picky. Not at my age, anyway.
And the booster came back. It's the seventh time that booster's been up, and it landed again on its landing pad. So it's because it's it's like a SpaceX one.
Right.
So the booster's been used. This is the seventh time they've used that booster, and it landed safely again. So that's a keeper. That's a good one.
Why has everyone got 3D glasses?
Well, I was moving ahead to about why Americans are obsessing about totality.
Yes.
Yes. So apparently Carbondale, Illinois is the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you say so.
Yeah.
You try get a hotel room in Illinois now.
Yes.
You've got no chance.
Apparently, celestial mechanics say that any one spot on Earth's surface should experience a total solar eclipse once every 375 years on average. But apparently the 30,000 residents of the Midwestern city Carbondale, Illinois, will be chuckling at that because they're about to witness the moon block out the sun's disk for the second time in 7 years.
Yep.
Well, what are the odds?
And apparently compared to the last one, this one is going to be a whopper. I think they get something like 4.5 minutes of total darkness.
Yeah, so in 2017, the deepest shadow, totality, ran from Oregon in the US northwest to South Carolina in the southeast, covered some sparsely populated regions, including many national parks. But the 2024 event, coming soon to a planet near you, will cover major US urban areas such as Dallas, Indianapolis, Cleveland, and Buffalo.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, apparently about 31.5 million people are going to be able to walk outside and go, ooh, it's gone dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be in America and almost directly under the path of totality.
Ooh, get you.
Will you be
about
flying
2 weeks after it?
Oh.
Yeah, but you need to go early, man.
Yeah.
I wish.
But here is one for Vulkarius, because Vulkarius likes facts and science and stuff. Do you know how fast the shadow, the umbra, races across the Earth's surface?
Oh no, I don't. Well, let's see. Let's think about that. You said 4 minutes, was it?
Yeah. Yes.
55 miles an hour, because that's the speed limit in America.
No, you're a few orders of magnitude out there.
Okay. 0.55
well,
miles.
So if we're talking, was it 4.5 minutes? I know that the radius of the Earth is between 6 and 7,000 kilometers. So a disk is going to be some sort of 13,000 kilometers across. So I suppose, it'll be that divided by 4.5 minutes.
Or about 1,500 miles an hour.
That's what you just said.
You've changed it to miles. You've changed it to miles.
Okay, you go to kilometers now. It's 2,500 kilometers an hour.
He said that.
I'll be honest with what my guess was going to be. So I was going to guess the disk of the Earth being around it'll be about 12.6 thousand kilometers across.
Yeah.
I was going to call it 12. I was going to call your time approximately 4 minutes and say, well, that's kind of like 3,000 kilometers a minute, which is a little bit off because you just said it was 1,500 miles. So that was
2,500 kilometers an hour apparently.
You weren't
okay.
far off.
Not bad. Not
No, you
bad.
weren't
Yeah,
far
I wasn't
off
bad.
at all.
You were better than 36 miles an hour. Yes.
But on the hoof maths, that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we do people on the spot on this one deliberately. But yeah, apparently it crosses 13 states: Hamilton, Montreal, just inside New Brunswick, Newfoundland, or Newfoundland. Yes. And they've even done little posters. Here we go. There's a picture of the sun and moon align with you in ... Syracuse, Niagara Falls, Dayton.
Oh, imagine that. Solar eclipse at Niagara Falls. You'd want to go to Niagara for that, wouldn't you?
In a barrel over the edge as it's dark. No.
In a barrel going up the waterfall.
Yes, maybe not. And there you go. Here's a picture of a total solar eclipse. For those of you listening on the radio, tough, you can't see it.
It's very pretty.
Here are some happy Merkins. UK and Merkins. Here's a blithering idiot and wearing glasses. So yes, lucky so-and-so. So obviously being a small island, when was the last one that we had totality?
Oh, there was one in was it the 90s? Early 2000s?
1999, apparently.
99, yeah, I remember going outside to watch it from work.
And so the next one, given that we're a tiny little island in the middle of nowhere, 2090.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see that one. But apparently 2025 we'll see a partial.
You speak for yourself. I'm going to be a head in a jar with one eye still connected. I'll see it.
Nixon's back, baby. Yes. For Futurama aficionados.
I remember the one in 99. That was very strange. It wasn't completely dark for very long, but it was really interesting to see. And everybody came out and just stood and looked. And I know the birds,
Yeah, and it's not just that the light levels went dark. There's an eeriness, birds stopped tweeting, all sorts of stuff. There is definitely an eeriness about totality.
Yeah, because the birds all think it's nighttime suddenly. They're all going, oh, it's nighttime, let's all get quiet and go to sleep. And then it's like, nope, sun's back out. And they go, what? So, yeah,
but there's also everything else, cars stop and everything. Everybody's going, ooh, outside. So there was an eeriness, a human-created eeriness. You've never seen one? Well, you'll have to go to America sometime soon. Or be around in 2090.
It's quite nice. At first you think it's getting a bit like kind of overcast. You think, oh, it's dying down as if it's going to rain. And then it keeps going. It keeps getting dark. And then you go, this is getting more like nighttime.
The only time I've seen total darkness is when there was a big cloud over Teesside when I used to live. So it was 9 miles thick. 9 miles thick.
Yep.
And they went totally black.
Spooky.
Was this during the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. The day went black. I can't remember the date now, but I know I saw it recently. Somebody went on about it again.
Yeah. I remember.
But I know I was at school. I remember I was at school, so that's a long time ago.
So the 1980s then?
No. 60s, 70s. Sometimes 70s. 1970s.
What's that, the 1670s, did you say?
See, you should just agree with me, Flossy. This is what happens. He's saying 1670s.
Since 1066, 1485. No, that's the extent of my historical knowledge.
They all need a panning, is what they
1666.
It's about 1970.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And ever since then, it's not been dark. Right.
It's not been total darkness in the middle of the day like that for well, not for Flossy anyway.
My brother was out on a cross-country run. He was usually sort of lags behind, and this time he was first back.
Goodness, see one foot in front of the other, yes.
I don't like it.
And girls in my school were running around saying, oh, it's the end of the world.
Right, is that it for space news? Does anybody else have any other space news?
No, I think we're done with space news.
Right, let's push the magic button. Hang on a second.
When you don't know where to get more space news, 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 space news.
I'm waiting for Amelia.
Well, there we go. It's done.
Do we have a word of the week?
We do have a word of the week, and the word of the week this week is ballyhoo.
Is what?
Is
ballyhoo.
Wasn't that a TV
and what
show?
does that mean?
You're thinking of Dallas.
It's extravagant publicity or fuss.
And can you use it in a sentence, please?
You watch me go. Despite the ballyhoo in the news feeds about where the meat and the food came from, the one credit pie and a pint place on the parade continued to do a brisk trade.
And if you're curious as to the spelling and the meaning, that's on the headline as we currently speak.
Pop it in the chat in a wee minute. Ooh, here's one for you.
Yes.
What do you call a fat anteater?
It's
Jack.
Jeff.
No.
I'm telling you, I saw him get into the pies last night.
Steve.
Right, enough. While technically correct, you do call them by your name because we don't fat shame at Hutton. But if we did fat shame, we'd call them a lardvark. Lardvark! Aardvark!
There we go. There's a lardvark taking over all of the screen there with his block of lard and fat shaming and a gun for some reason. It's yes.
Yes.
Right, bye, Alan. Yes, you are looking like you're about to eat that through your helmet. Yes, bye, Alan. There we go. Steve.
Corrected.
Jeff.
What's that? Corrected to something.
What?
I was reading the sign and the
Sign
one
in the
with
top
the gun.
left.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll put it back up. Hang on a second. It says...
Oh, hang on a minute, right.
Here we
I
go.
don't think it
says,
makes
corrected
sense, but-
the space... I think he's been at the gym
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I think he's trying to say he's corrected the spelling of aardvark.
Yeah. It's only got one A.
It got Hutton right, though. Mr. Dusty did vaguely all right on that one. Okay.
We don't fat shaming something Hutton and done.
That had like three apostrophes at an angle. It was like we do W T.
Oh, we need to send that. We need to
And
send that to Harry Balzac. You'll have a Carnach's fit.
And I'm pretty sure where it said Hutton, it almost looked like it said pass the ammunition. That's
On the left-hand side.
We'd never do that.
No.
Well, we've never been caught anyway.
Not yet, anyway, no.
Anyway, I didn't show the full image because it cut most of his belly off at the same time, and the food
Oh.
court below Hutton, and but maybe later. But talking maybe later, Flossie,
Yes.
I've seen the extensive number of words you've got coming up here. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
I have no idea which tune it's going to play, but I'm going to hit this button here.
Who is this superhero?
It's the same one again, you know. It's
Nope.
Mia, the apology officer?
No way, man.
Helen, the mild-mannered CG publisher?
Could be. Hutton Flossy, number one super gal. Oh yeah. Hutton Flossy, Alvin's CG pal. She's got style, a unique style, and a swing that just goes clang. When the forum gets rough, she's super tough with a Hutton Flossy pen.
Hello, Flossy here with this week's CG news. The last 2 weeks' CG was Achilles Aerospace in researching Titan travel technology. And this 2-week period finished this morning with 17,144 units collected by 5,809 contributors. All contributors will receive all 3 paint jobs, even if they only contributed one of the drives. So Anyway, that's it for this. There are no CGs this week, so that's it for this week's CG News.
Bollocks!
Flossy told you what to do.
It's the second time I said bollocks after my bits.
Almost like he doesn't believe you.
My sentiments.
We will explain later. We're going to explain later as to why.
Anyway, it's over now to Beetlejuice and Witherspoon with this week's Galnet News Digest.
Galnet News Update, 4th of April 3310.
It would be if there was no noise.
The Defence Council of Humanity has declared that it is essential
It might be coming out
Titan
on stream,
Oya
you know.
be destroyed this week after the Titans
stream's
staged
got it.
a last-minute attempt to bolster its defences. Unlike Titans Tyrannus and Ligong, Oya is taking steps to avoid its defeat. It has started probing 23 new alert systems today. If it cannot be destroyed this week, it will control more systems and consequently become far harder to defeat next week. So, despite the Titans' resistance remaining high, the decision has been made by the Defence Council, the Anti-Xeno Initiative and others that we must attempt to destroy all 8 of the Titans' hearts before Thursday next week. This will not be easy. The hearts will be harder to damage and the credit rewards will be poorer. But the alternative would be weeks more working to undermine Titan Oya's newly expanded support network. We must do this not because it is hard, but because not doing it will ultimately be harder. All combat-capable craft with nanite torpedoes and caustic sink launchers are urged to do their bit. In other news, the Achilles Corporation claims that in the space of the last 2 weeks, it has managed to research the Titan drive components retrieved from Tyrannus and Ligong, and has completed its designs for a revolutionary new frameshift drive to rival the ubiquitous model manufactured by the Sirius Corporation. A spokesperson for the Sirius Corporation expressed doubt that Achilles will be able to deliver a solution. Achilles was vague about when they planned to make the new drive available, but if they managed to research and design the drive in 2 weeks, the manufacturing process will presumably be equally rapid. Whether anyone is willing to test the drive is another matter. Nobody wants to be the one to be spaghettified by a hastily assembled new, faster-than-light solution.
Well, thank you there to Commanders Beetlejuice and Witherspoon for their usual insightful digestion of the news. And speaking of digestion, now it's over to Amelia Hawk for her Galnet News Res Digest. Not having a good night
that
tonight.
one, yeah, the thing, yes.
Not a single seam in there, was there?
No seams at all. Amelia, you ready?
Ready.
Hang on, I've got some pictures and buttons. They might work. You never know.
You are about to listen to Amelia Hawk. She tries all the galaxy's most dangerous rare items, so you don't have to.
We've all been there. On holiday in some tropical location. You've spent the day lounging by the pool, sipping a tall glass of Centauri Megagin and tonic. And you retire to your room, turn the light out, and try and get some rest before another busy day of doing very little at all. Then, out of the corner of one ear, you hear it. A faint buzzing, humming noise. And your skin starts to itch in anticipation. Then, a short, sharp pinprick. Next thing you know, you're itching even more, and you're swelling where you scratch. then another, and another. If only you'd slung one of those nets over your bed, or lit a little citronella candle, or eaten Marmite. Yes, you've been attacked by the common or garden mosquito, and yes, you've woken up the next day looking like someone's been throwing small poison darts at you. You can't sit still. And what's more, on some Earthlikes, there's the sickness. Nothing too drastic, as modern medicine takes care of most of it, but you'll be out next to the pool the next day, smelling of calamine lotion and seriously considering little turreted gun emplacements on the corners of your bed. Mosquitoes. To the modern holidaymaker, nothing more than an inconvenience. To the tens of millions of people ravaged by malaria in centuries gone by, a plague. As they do, some bright spark had a cunning plan, weaponizing small biting insects. Of course, the first few trials were a little ineffective. Without actually luring your enemy into a tropical swamp wearing nothing but a pair of Bermuda shorts or a skimpy bikini, you had to resort to lobbing jars of the tiny, irritating, bitey creatures at people, then running like mad and hoping that in a few days the enemy would be so itchy you'd have no trouble blasting them with your beam rifle. But, humans being humans, someone with a degree in evil and far too much time on their hands managed to come up with the solution. What if you could find deadly mosquitoes? Not deadly in a week or two, but deadly in seconds. And what's more, what if you could direct these mosquitoes at a target? Stand up the scientists of the HIP 118311 system, which as luck would have it, had just the right kind of small bitey insect, the kind that secretes a neurotoxin. Okay, so they're so small that one bite might give you a dead leg. 2 might make you a little floopy. But 10? 100? That's it. Game over. Your heart would stop and you'd be stone cold within a short time. For their next trick, they discovered a special formula of liquid which, when the creatures were allowed to lay their larvae in it, or for that matter drink some, made them hypersensitive to a particular frequency of electromagnetic radiation. The kind you could point like a laser pen and the little monsters would swarm at it. This week's rare is one of the most unpleasant in the galaxy, the HIP 118311 Swarm. It's a weapon contained in a single canister. Take it to the battlefield, get a sniper to paint a target on your enemy from the included gimbaled beam projector, open the specially sealed container, and then you hear the buzzing as the swarm streams in the direction of your enemy. When they get there, they enter a hungry frenzy, biting, burrowing, wriggling, and insinuating themselves through any piece of flesh they can find, and delivering their potent neurotoxin. It's just nasty. There are some drawbacks to this deeply unpleasant weapon. Open the can without painting your target first. Well, the swarm will see you as their target, and anyone near you, and anyone near them. What's more, they're only effective on atmospheric worlds, and only if your enemy doesn't have full covering of protective gear. Attacked by an angry mob of beekeepers? Well, it isn't going to work. Combat troops in full Dominator gear? Not a hope. But for putting down a local farmers' uprising or an angry-looking mob of people demanding to know why you're claiming that it wasn't a party and you were just ambushed with a birthday cake, well, for that it's perfect. Of course, you want to avoid mirrored surfaces. Nothing like launching your swarm, cackling with evil glee, and then realizing that the beams just reflected back onto Private Jones's standing next to you. And that angry buzzing got quieter, but then suddenly got much louder again shortly after. Catching and breeding the hip swarm is a dangerous job. Armored specialists head out onto the planet with a giant vacuum cleaner and suck up as many of the little blighters as they can, placing them in jars full of the special solution. or heavily dose a poor animal with the solution and then let the mosquitoes feed just before being released. Either way, you better be sure you did that seal up properly or on your suit, or you'll be floppier than a month-old celery in no time. I went to HIP 118311 and looked at the production facility through some very thick glass and from behind some very well-sealed doors. And now I'm feeling all itchy. I'm back off to my quarters, feeling decidedly unnerved. This is Amelia Hawke reporting for the Galnet Rares Digest. I'm putting up netting, lighting a few candles, and investing in a tiny auto-defense network to go around my bed, so you don't have to. Can anyone hear buzzing?
Makes me itchy just
it makes me, yeah, just I was going to say.
Oh, the cringe.
Can I just check, are they burrowing insects as well?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, it's worse.
Yeah, they cluster around those electromagnetic beams and bzzz. Oh no, midges outside the back door. I'm glad there are bats locally, eating them all. Ugh. Except I'm not sure the bats have come off very well on this one, you know. You just hear some bzzz, and then the bat goes flop on the ground, having been dosed with neurotoxin. But anyway,
that's what you need is frogs.
Frogs? They're like Thargoids, but
frogs. Frog with an F. The one you had stuck in your throat earlier. No, I'm just thinking of a frog sitting there with its tongue just going num 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 num.
I've got the numb tongue.
Num. I've got the numb tongue of Bill eating.
Oh, you did decide to use that image in the end, then?
What? I did, yes.
You did decide to put in that image in the end.
Well,
yeah,
you said you were fine.
Oh,
but that was you on a beach resort there. I mean, I don't know why you were wearing a space helmet on a beach resort with body paint on, but you know,
because it's fancy.
Because it's fancy. I mean, that's a great answer.
I can see the giant thing in a tank. And
because it's fancy.
Without a mushroom cloud.
Yeah.
That looks bad, yep. Mushroom cloud, yep.
There's you and Mooncake chilling by the pool. No buzzy things there.
What's getting lasered in the face?
Oh, yeah.
There's a girl in the background of that one that's not wearing very much either.
The laser. Oh, yeah.
Doesn't look like she has arms either.
No. Doesn't need them.
You can't swat them with no arms, can you? Yeah. Oh, no. I've got no arms.
But they can't bite you in the arms if you've got no arms either.
Yeah, and she's got an automatic arse scratcher, so no need for arms anymore.
It's like a shoehorn, but scratchier.
Yeah. Oh, look at that tank in the right there. Oh, it's full of the buggers.
I want to know why it says Mooncake on the box.
That's Mooncake's personal armour.
Yeah.
Moon N cake.
Why is there a muscle car on the right? Did you see the muscle car?
It's not. That was DeLorean. Time travel, you know.
That wasn't a DeLorean.
Anyway, here's the catsuit.
And there's the catsuit.
Literally catsuit.
What does the bar say? Centauri something and toxin.
Mr. Dusty has been at the gin again. Okay,
Centauri cigars and toxins.
Yeah, something like that. Oh look, tripod.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah, definitely.
Far more important things.
Oh, look at that.
Have you seen its mouth? Look,
has
like
asked in chat. Ooh,
what? Pardon? Something's happening in chat? Uh-oh.
Yeah, Commander Ed Hunter has asked if there's any news about DaveCon 2.
Well, we're talking to the hotel, and yes, some progress. There was another staff change, so I've now got the boss of the hotel rather than the person we were dealing with, and they've picked it up and worked out what's going on. So yes, but no official progress, but it's still happening. It just I had to do a handover to the new boss of the hotel.
I have a question on the same subject.
Yes.
When are you gonna officially change the name to DaveCon?
Yeah.
Because everyone calls it that.
Well, when I get my finger out and I actually got the booking page live and everything as well, which is proving to be difficult because of changes to the website and yada yada. Yes. No, it's still called the Elite Community Meet, ECM. Yes. But it will be happening. I spoke to the lovely lady at the venue just this week. And it is all in and secure, and she gets it. We've got the rooms and the internet booked, and the secret garden and the food. And I have laid down the rules about not arsing up the beer this time.
Good.
And she's given me, and I have explained that American Pale Ale just won't cut it. And she went, well, I don't drink such stuff, so what does that mean? I said, basically, lager, and it wasn't very good. And she said...
Does she know? Yeah, so don't get Shipyard anymore. If they've got...
No, I've told her to go and get a barrel from a brewery that requires hand pumping, and she said, I think we can do that. Which she's looked at apparently the expenditure on beer at the last one and said, I think we can probably do that. Yes, I know you can, yes. Right, so there's no official news yet, but just shenanigans. Other than that, you may have wondered why we had some of this going on, in the background, and a little bit of this, because basically I've spent my week Flash Gordoning my life in the virtual company of a certain Brian Blessed, who has been yelling at me all week.
He wasn't yelling. That was just his speaking voice. And he's been yelling at me quite a bit, and just said, do your thing, because it had nothing to do with elite-y, spaceship-y stuff, but to do with the other thing that I've been having to work on, that heck divers thing, and said, just go nuts, which was probably the wrong thing to say to Brian Blessed.
You think?
Because I get answers like this one.
I shot an elephant in my pajamas!
Which I don't know what the relevance is, and there's
how can get into his pajamas anyway?
Yeah, surely if you've got an elephant in your pajamas, shooting it will probably be quite a natural response.
Well, yes. Well, see, that was actually a cut of the original piece of audio as well. I might give me a second. I might have the original piece of audio here as well. Let's have a look whether I've got the original. Is it this one? Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Could it be this one? I can't find it now. I've got the full version of that one. Let me have a second, because I mean there are many hundreds of sounds that were being yelled at me. No, I've completely lost it. No. Hang on, it could be this one. Oh, that's only 8 seconds long as well. So I know I've got the full take of that one somewhere, but basically being yelled at quite a lot by this man.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
And then off the wall. Yes, thank you very much. And then of course there were some of the what we've referred to as the OMG responses. Are you familiar with OMG responses?
Nope. No idea. What's an OMG
the kind where you record them and you have. Do we have a profane button? You know.
Pull your finger out, you lazy bastard!
I want that.
Yeah, and
show the buggers what for.
And even better than that...
Yippee-ki-yay, you motherfucker!
That one, I want it as well. I love that one.
And to be fair, my favourite one of all of them was simply one word.
Bollocks!
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Being yelled at an awful lot to do with heck divers and... oh my goodness! I mean, there are all sorts of film quotes and.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
And obviously the ever so popular.
This is Sparta.
You know, that kind of thing. But basically, when shooting at what are they called, terminids? You know, alien bugs and whatever else, and you've got this guy yelling in your ear at the same time. I don't know what I'm more scared of, actually, in terms of that one. But you know, it could be being yelled at by this one. I'm just trying to work out what other sounds I've got here, actually. Also a few monologues and hang on a second. This is we need for the show.
Why do you operate this damn thing? Ah, there we go.
It's definitely one for the for the show.
Yes.
And you know, exhorting me to do it properly.
Come on, shape up.
Yes, thank you very much. And
I buggered that up, didn't I? No, wait.
Anyway, outtakes 2. So yes, that's been my week. It's been yelled at by Mr. Blessed of Flash Gordon and Star Wars and Blackadder fame. Of course, wasn't he in Star Wars as Boss Nass? The big, what was it? Jar Jar Binks' dad or something, wasn't it?
He was the leader of the Gungans.
That's the one. That's the one. Big wobbly chin and yes.
A lot of that going on.
Easily manipulated by Jedi mind tricks.
Oh, right, okay. Well, anyway, he keeps telling me to do things like this.
Pull your finger out, you lazy bastard!
It's right. Yeah.
I'm getting that on a stream deck with a big speaker and work.
Just pushing the button and. I have no idea what this one is. I haven't labelled it fully.
That's Yippee-ki-yay, you motherfucker.
No, it's this one, I think.
You know, in life, there is no one like you. Follow your dreams and don't let the bastards grind you down.
I quite like that one. That's quite inspirational, that one, yes. And I believe you. What's I believe you? Hang on a second.
I believe you. Seriously. Lying little shit.
Yes.
Oh!
You've just been rude, Brian.
Yes, but if anybody wants those, they are available for purchase. So we do have to charge for them because he charged us for them. But yes, there is a whole folder full of swearing. I think the best way you could describe it. I'm just trying to work out. I mean,
it's worth it just. Honestly, it's worth it just for the swearing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just. No, hang on a second. Amelia, what's your favourite hobby in Elite?
Mining.
So you'd be a prospector, yes?
Yes.
Let's see what he has to say about that. Hang on a second.
Out here, it's undeniably a difficulty finding riches. It won't be easy to resource and nourish our adventure without some hard graft. We must seek out a few of the many planets, visit faraway trading outposts for rare goods, and mine the vast asteroid fields for riches. For we are the Prospector!
There you go, especially for you, Amelia. You're definitely
going to do that line next time.
What?
Next time I arrive in an asteroid field. We are the Prospector!
Well, he's even got one. He's even got one for Flossy, who, of course, is a famous peacemaker, aren't you, Flossy?
Yeah.
I mean, all I've got here is something that says "We are the peacemaker." Let's just have a listen to what he says about peacemakers, like Flossy here. Hang on a second.
Wake up! Listen, do you hear that? It's the sound of conflict. These systems have a balance of power, and corruption can tip the scales heavily. Let us join the campaign and fight for honor, for we are the Peacemaker!
I think he's got the wrong end of the stick there. Either that or he's been at the Red Bull or the Monster again.
What about the Explorers? Does he get something for the Explorers?
Yarg! Rubbish!
Explorers, hang on a second. I might have...
rubbish! I like that.
Out here in the galaxy, there are wonders just waiting to be witnessed. And we, yes, us, are the frontiersmen, the pioneers. Together we shall go forth, discover, blaze our own trail, for we are the explorer.
He makes it sound exciting there, doesn't he?
He does. That's exciting. Shut your face.
He stole Elite's. That's Elite's line. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your own trail.
Yeah.
There's lots of that, and he's getting on a bit, but his voice doesn't quite necessarily last as well in that tone as it may have done back in the day. But my goodness, it's been quite a week. You know, you tell him to put guns out and
weapons alive.
Yes. And he is.
There's no end to my talents.
Yeah, we know. Thank you.
So you didn't feel tempted to get him to say "He's a like these"?
Sorry, what?
Get him to do one of the lines from Star Wars as the Gungan.
I'm just having a look. Actually,
I think nobody's answered that one.
Well, no, I may have something. Let's just have a look. I've got this one.
May the Force be with you.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's right.
He's doing all the things.
But he does all the movies, you know.
King Kong ain't got shit on me, that's true. I love all those King Kong films, Murray.
Yes, and obviously we did describe, Flossy and what Flossy gets up to at the various Dave cons and whatever else, and his only answer was...
I'll have what she's having.
Yes. Anyway, so a lot of fun messing around. Obviously, we got some older stuff from VASCO, from Brian, from it must be about 7 years ago now. But we managed to supplement it with a few more bits and pieces. And if he ever goes to the bar, I mean, he goes a bit Bond.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Okay, yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I won't stir it ever again. But anyway, so yes, that's been the fun we've been having this week, and obviously get to play a few of the sounds over here, which is a bit of a laugh. Describe. You ask him to describe yourself, and
I am big. It's the pictures that get small.
Okay, right. And on that note, I suppose it's about time that we rounded out the end of the show. Possibly.
Bollocks!
Yeah, that too. And so what's going to happen now is that having done all the shouting, we don't even need to warn anybody about shouting because your eardrums are already broken. So what we're going to be doing in a second is we're going to say goodbye to everybody. And we're Amelia, are we whispering for Mooncake or are we noisy this evening?
We are whispering she's asleep. I don't want to get my face clawed off.
So we can't...
Go ahead! Make my day!
Well, we have to whisper. Okay, so we're going to have to whisper for the mug. So what we're going to do is we're going to whisper for the mug, and then we're going to hang around for the credits. Do read the credits, they're dead important. And then we're going to raid some unsuspecting person. And I think I found one. There's somebody here docking and doing things. I think we have got a streamer called Trip 4. So we're going to sneak in and drop in on somebody streaming Elite called Trip 4. Please do give them a hearty for the mug when you turn up. Be nice, everybody. Does anyone have anything to add? Litho, are you around next week?
Probably. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Well, in which case, we will mostly all see you next week. Don't forget, Vulkarius, to send us in a higher... I tried having a look at your picture. It's too low res. We need a decent Hollow Me image of you doing the thing that we can put up on screen.
Like the same one, but higher res, or...
Oh, yes, absolutely. Or you in the cockpit, or you walking around the planet, or whatever you want, really.
No, I'm too lazy. I'll just open the menu and do the... Like if I go in solo and do the alt whatever key.
But you have our email address. I know you've regularly sent things, and if you have a location you would like us to send a Hutton Orbital Radio mug to, if you want to send us that location as well via email.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could do the same as before. I could also pick it up at ECM, but if you're
no. By then we'll have dropped them all or something. So yeah, do whatever you prefer though, whatever suits you best. But other than that, thank you very much, everybody. and we will be back next week. Thank you, Flossy. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, the Apology Officer. Thank you, Lithobreaker. Thank you, the Dusty Bot. And thank you very much, Alan, the Sacrificial Aardvark. It's time to say...
For the mug!
For the mug.
For the mug.
For the mug.
No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-9s to the brim with grain. For the mug, for the mug. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, for the mug. Now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, for the mug. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, for the mug. Now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, for the mug. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, for the mug. Now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Give me a launch pad that I can land on, and I'll give you my cargo and sing you my song. No part 22 light years to go. Cruising to Hutton, whoa, whoa, whoa. No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. For the mug, for the mug. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, for the mug. Now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, for the mug. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, for the mug. Now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's
the end of the show.
everyone's buggered off. Why don't you
Why don't you
bugger
bugger
off
off
too?